come in, like the live, share the love. Now I done got my life and my spirituals in order. Uh, Welcome to this morning's message. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you're feeling good. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I'm gonna try to be over here on the IG side of the street today. I first of all, don't be trying to handle me because I know I say that all the time, and then I don't never stay over there do it. I'm gonna stay over there today. Um, I'm gonna stay over here because the people then be talking on the YT side of the street, and anyway, I'm back. Y'all was ready. Let's get this word. Let's get this message. Like the live, share the love. Happy Wednesday again. Happy Wednesday. Y'all got y'all favorite adult beverage. You might need it today. Y'all got y'all whatever you drink in the morning, whether it's your tea, whether it's your coffee. If you drink something stronger than that, first of all, it's too early, but it's your business. You do what you want to do. I'm not here to judge. Okay, no judgment. Don't be judging me, right? So but we got a message that we got to get out. And the reason the Lord said we got to get it out is because we are still in the full moon energy. Um, and it kind of started yesterday. The Lord had to show me some things and tell me some things and reveal some things. And so he said I had to come and talk to the people in them about it. So here I am finna to talk to y'all about some things. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now, don't put this in the chat. Wait, no, don't. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Here we go. Mhm. Now he didn't give me a scripture for this. He didn't give me a scripture for this, so we just gonna go with it. But we finna get this word. Drop this in the chat. I choose me. I choose me. Child, you got to try that peach raspberry. I want one so bad. I choose me. Woo, Lord have mercy on my spirituals. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Go on, put I choose me in the chat. I'm gonna tell y'all right now that I don't want y'all ain't gonna get in y'all spirituals, is it? Y'all ain't gonna get it, y'all ain't gonna get mad, is it? Y'all might get don't get mad at me. This one of them don't shoot the messenger kind of messages, okay? Don't get mad at me. All right. I'm just told y'all right now, don't get in your spirituals and come talk about touche. You done got on my nervous system, and cause I'm gonna say good. I ain't even gonna be mad. Well, you can get mad if you want to. Get big mad if you want to. I don't care. Y'all know I love you, right? Let me say, I should have said that first. I love y'all. Love you, honey, Whitney. What's doing? I love you with my whole heart. I promise I do. I love you with my whole heart. But then I got my check me yesterday. The Lord put the check me in my spirituals yesterday. So I said I ain't gonna check y'all the way I ain't gonna do like daddy did me yesterday. But he gave me some understanding yesterday. Good morning, Chrysler girl. Good morning. Checking in on the IG side of the street. Okay. I choose me. Y'all read it. Let's talk about it. Here we go. Got your favorite adult beverage. Check. Like the live, share the love. Y'all, who was it that told us? Click the little link and it counts as a share and it'll put me on the For You page. So y'all make sure y'all do that so we can share the live, okay? Because we got to get the message out here to as many people as possible. Because this particular message is importante. It may tap dance on somebody's nervous system. You might feel some type of way, but what has to be said has to be said. Um, and I don't often try to do these types of messages, but when the Lord calls me to do them, then it's importante. Why? Because what we doing in this season, y'all, we got to level up. Can we just say this? Drop this in the chat. The level up is necessary. The level up is necessary. Remember, we talked about quicksand yesterday, right? And this is where y'all know all the messages build upon each other. So it's never like just a random message. Everything goes with what the Lord has already said. And so yesterday, so I had a fantastic day, right? I spent the entire day with my daughter, had a great day. We had a great time. We went to the gym and saunaed and washed clothes and just had an amazing day. And so as I was just thinking about yesterday and just, she and I had an opportunity to just really enjoy the day, right? And so even as I was spending time with her, there were things that the Lord, was showing me yesterday. It was a couple of things that happened, and I'm going to share this because I have no problems sharing about my own life so that you can recognize things in your life, okay? And it's crazy because I think I touched on this for the other day. I don't know what day it was, but let me just tell y'all a quick backstory. I started working when I was 13 years old, and it was when I was 13 years old that I first started taking care of somebody. Now, some of this, so it's just stay tracking with me, okay? So from age 13 to age 43, I always had somebody that I was responsible for, right? So 30 years from 13 when I got my first job bagging groceries at the commissary in Alameda, California, until 43 years old last year. Matter of fact, June the 11th of last year. Remember, I told y'all June the 11th was when I had to send my son to go stay with his dad in order for me to do this work for the Lord. So for 30 years, I was taking care of someone in some capacity. Of course, I became a mama at 16. And so I always had somebody to take care of. Okay. Well, we could have called it that too, huh? Could have. Okay. We'll say that in a second. So when I finally didn't have anybody, well, yes, nurturing spirit, but it wasn't really. It wasn't really. Cause see, y'all ready? We finna get some hard. We're gonna have some hard truths today. Cause I need you to face some things within yourself and how you keeping yourself in situations. It wasn't always. It was always my choice to take care of people. But do you realize how often I complained about it? You realize there were a lot of times where I complained about the fact that I was having to take care of people, but I was complaining because I was taking care of them. But guess why I was taking care of them? Because I chose that. But then I would go and complain about the people that I was taking care of. Have you ever been in a position where you now when I was let me say this, when I was 13, my mama didn't really give me a choice. Okay. My mama was she didn't really give me a choice about taking care at a young age. It was like if I wanted to do anything, then I had to take my sister with me. If I wanted to go, now my sister wasn't working, but I was, but my sister's older than me, but my mama didn't give me a choice. If I wanted to go to the movies, then I had to take my sister and I had to pay for her as well. Thank you for the gifts, dearest one. Now, what ended up happening as I became an adult, I fell into a pattern of doing that in multiple ways. Hence, why I ended up always feeling like I needed to take care of someone. Mind you, I was the one who, so it's never been a time where I have been taken care of. Can anybody relate to that? There's so many things I got to try to get out. I'm gonna try to say it the way the Lord is telling me to say it. There's never been a season of my life where I have just been taken care of. I mean, whether it's men, whether it's family, like there's never been a season where I'm the one who has been taken care of. I've always had to show up for people. I've always been there, friends, family, men, you name it. I was always the provider, right? Now, I'm not talking about your children. I'm not talking about your honey oneys, but let me throw your children in there real quick for whoever needs this message. When your children become adults, hunty, one T, we love our children, love them. But do you understand that your children are grown? And it is not your responsibility to take care. See, people don't, we're not ready for that conversation, but we're going to have it today. Your children are grown, and it is not your responsibility to take care of your children until they go and become a spirit nim. A lot of times where we mess up is because we still trying to take on our children's problems instead of cutting the cord and allowing our children. It doesn't mean that you're not supporting them. It doesn't mean that you don't want to help them, but a lot of times we find ourselves enabling our children, and then we don't understand why things, because you got to let them go live their life. You have got to live, you got to release them and allow them to go and live their life and learn their lessons just like you had to do. And although we love our children, when our children become a certain age, you have got to let them go. You have got to go, you have got to be this. Come on, can we say boundaries? Somebody say boundaries. Now, I hadn't had this particular struggle, but I understand there's sometimes the thing is, your children get to a certain age where they are making their decisions on their own. They are not consulting you a lot of times about their decisions, but then when they make a wrong decision, then they come and they want you to clean up, they clean it up for them. And we can't do that in this season. And this is not something that I can say that I've ever had to personally deal with, but I completely know that you have got to let your children learn. And a lot of people get stuck because you find yourself constantly enmeshed in your children's lives, your family's lives, your everybody else's life. Drop this in the chat. I choose me. I choose me. You know, when I finally had no one to take care of, do you know that I didn't know what to do with myself? For it was months where I had, because I was so conditioned to take care of other people, that I did not know what to do. I didn't know what I liked. Come on, God. I didn't know what I liked to do. I didn't know what things would bring me joy. I didn't know. I was like, well, now what am I going to do with myself now that I had to put myself first before anybody else? The Lord literally, see, we don't think about that sometimes. Sometimes the Lord, and this a whole nother thing, because I got to talk, I'm gonna come back to that. I didn't know what to do with myself because I had spent 30 years of my life being responsible for somebody else. Somebody. And now that I don't have anyone, and I'm gonna tell y'all, because I'm gonna tell y'all a real and God's honest truth, because one thing about Touche, I ain't got no reason to lie about nothing in my life. And because I understand that other people are going through it, it's why the Lord allows me to tell this story. Now I'm gonna say this: my family don't watch me, but if y'all do watch me, and if you ever see this, I love y'all. Love you, but I'm gonna speak my truth. Let me tell you something. I choose me. Why do I choose me? Because for 30 years, I had to choose somebody else. Somebody else. 30 years, somebody else was before me. So, truth. You know, when you start to do this, this gonna be a hard pill for somebody to swallow, but I need you to take this one. Come on, 7-Eleven, listen. Do you know, y'all, that what I do every single day is I come on here and I coach and I mentor and I give these messages from the Lord, and all I'm doing is trying to encourage people to be and become the best version of themselves, right? That's it. I'm not on here trying to do anything but just say, hey, life be life, and you got a team around, you got people around you who are going to support you. And do y'all know that there's several people in my own family, right, who are mad because I am not choosing to do what they want me to do. What do they want me to do? Shall we put it out there? They want me to get a job. They don't want me trying to create a business. They mad because I'm trying to be an entrepreneur, or I am being an entrepreneur. But let them tell it. I'm not doing anything worthwhile. And the reason I'm being very public about this is because, see, what I got to say and how I feel about my life is my business. And I don't, even though you over there talking about me in private, I'm going to talk about you in public. Why? Because I'm brave enough to do it. I'm courageous enough to do it, because what you ain't gonna do is try to make me feel bad because I'm doing more than what you're doing with your life. But you understand why they feel some type of way? Because I choose me. Because I choose me, and what I'm doing ain't hurting nobody. What I'm doing is actually helping other people to step out on faith and to have courage and believe in themselves and to grow and to elevate. Let me check what are you doing every day? How, so you mad because I'm not giving the Lord's messages in the way that you want me to give them? But what are you doing every day to encourage somebody to wake up and be and become the best version of themselves? Are you getting up every day and doing God's work? No. Shh. Shh. You mad because of my method, but you ain't getting the message if you're not watching what I'm saying, because I'm not telling anybody anything that is not in this Bible that God didn't tell me to say. So you mad because I'm trying to help people be great in their lives? You big mad, stay mad. Why? Because I choose me. You mad because I'm on the internet? But what do I do on the internet, y'all? Can anybody take a guess? I come on here and I talk about Jesus and God and the Bible. I come on here and encourage people to start their businesses, helping people to try to get unstuck in their lives. I'm not coming on here pouring out negativity. I'm not coming here, and it's a scripture. They just bringing me a scripture. It's when you follow Jesus, mom, daddy, parents are gonna turn against children. I don't know where this is at. Parents, somewhere in the book of Matthew, maybe. The parents gonna turn against children. Mama gonna turn against daughter, or daughter gonna turn against mama. Whatever the case may be. So you mad because I'm actually encouraging people to live in their light energy, and follow God and listen to God and be great. That's why you stay mad, because I'm not gonna stop doing what God's told me to do. And if you feel some type of way, why not? Now, the reason I'm telling y'all this is because these same folks is in your life trying to discourage you from doing what it is that you want to do, from trying to be and become the best version of yourself. Because why? They want you to live like them. They mad because you trying to pursue something, you trying to become better, you're trying to heal. Can we just say healing works? You mad because you're not willing to pursue and go further. Come on, Matthew 10 and 35. You mad because I said I'm gonna do and have a little bit more than what anybody and not my whole family that never had. You bet you mad. Oh, you mad at the way I'm doing it. If I was doing it your way, which your way clearly don't work because you ain't got nothing going for yourself. I'm just being honest today, but I mean this in my spirituals. Why? Because I started to write a forgiveness letter, but I didn't even have time to do it because I spent the day with my daughter. But I prayed for people in my family, and I prayed for people in y'all's family and in your lives that are trying to keep you from your greatness, that are trying to keep you from your healing, that are trying to keep you from being and becoming who God purposed you to be. See, this is the thing. You really think that the enemy won't. Do you realize, come on, God, do you realize that the enemy will use the people who are closest to you to keep you from being great? How many times go watch some successful people and hear them say that sometimes even family, you got to walk away from them. We've talked about this before. Sometimes the Lord will tell you, go from your father's house to the land that I will show you, and I will make your name great. You realize, come on, Genesis 12, 1 through 3. You realize that sometimes the Lord knows, because see, God knows your family. He knows that if you stay attached and you stay anchored, that they're going to be an anchor that you won't be willing to drop off for even if it's just for a season. You can't change your family, but if he doesn't move you away, you will keep yourself stuck because you're going to stay around stuck energy. I don't know who needed this message today. We love our family and we pray for them. But number one, what I'm not going to do is let anybody else. So you mean that after I done spent 30 years taking care of somebody else, including some of the folks that got something to say about what I'm doing ain't affecting nobody else. Nobody at all. My children good. That's really that's it for me. My children grown doing their thing. My son is in great hands with his dad. What I'm doing, but you mad. But you mad because I chose me. Come on, God. You mad because I chose me. You mad because I chose me. I need somebody to be encouraged today as we get ready to get into the cards. You're going to have some folks mad at you because you are choosing you, because you're putting up boundaries, because you didn't said yes to them. You've been the yes girl and the yes boy. And now all of a sudden you wake up one day and you be like, man, I'm tired of saying yes. And you start wanting to say no to some things. And sometimes you got to say no to some things. Sometimes you got to get your strength up, and you got to be willing to say no to your husband, your wife, your children, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother. Why? Because you got to, at some point, you got to choose you. Because if you don't start choosing you, you're going to look up and it's going to be too late. And all of a sudden, you're going to be in the spirituals like, man, if I look at this, look this, that, and the third. If I would have said no here, if I would have said no here, or if I would have said no to them, or if I would have went in a different direction, and you go, this is why you can't, we're not going out with no regrets. Because if not now, when? And people, do you realize, come on, God, do you realize that number one, people will be mad at you because you choose yourself, you choosing to pursue your dreams. What you're doing is not affecting anybody. It is not hurting anyone. It's not detrimental. It's all positive. If you try to pursue a dream, a vision that the Lord has placed in your spirituals, and somebody got a problem with that, why you mad? Because I'm doing what I want to do, because I'm not choosing you. You mad because you want to go and work for 50, 1,100 years, but you mad because I said I want to own something. You mad? Because I want to own something, because I want my own, because I don't want to be. Guess what? I started working when I was 13. I stopped working when I was 42. So, you know what? The Lord blessed me. Thank God for God. When I was 42 years old, 2022, the Lord said, you're not going to work no more. You're going to be an entrepreneur. Okay, Lord. So from then until now, but can I say one thing real quick? Come on, God. You may be mad, but the Lord ain't stopped blessing me. Are you mad because the Lord is blessing me to do the work? Are you mad? Maybe I'm not living the way you want, but I tell you what, this is one of them. He prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. He anoints my head with oil. My cup runneth over because I'm following my passion and I'm doing what the Lord asked me to do. Oh, you mad because I'm happy? You ever been that toxic person, me? You ever been that toxic person? And when I said this the other day, had no idea that this was coming on today. You ever been, man, they love you when you negative, don't it? This is me. I'm not writing a forgiveness letter. I'm talking about the things that I ain't even holding on to nothing because I love them. You ever been so toxic, and baby, they love you when you toxic. They love you when you killing yourself and when you drinking yourself into oblivion, and they love you when you addicted and you just when you not trying to do nothing with yourself, baby. They love you then. But as soon as you trying to do a little right in your life, everybody got something to say. Everybody talking bad. hmm I think, y'all, can I just say this? It baffles my mind that I really am trying to do right in my life. Message. I really am doing the right thing. Y'all, I don't do nothing. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do nothing but serve the Lord. I wake up every day and give messages from God. Like, it's all I do with my life, y'all. When I tell y'all my life is so boring, all I do is wake up every day and I come live and I coach some people and tell them, hey, go read your Bible. Hey, go talk to Jesus. Follow God. God said he want to talk to you. Spirit and your angels trying to help you. Do you realize that that's the life that I have? Do you realize folks mad about that? I ain't the one you mad at. Drop that in the chat. I ain't the one you mad at. And if you mad, you're gonna have to stay mad. Why are you mad? Are you mad because favor ain't fair? Are you mad because you feel like the Lord is blessing me more than the Lord is blessing you? Is that what is it? This my thing. Now let me say this, because I'm being very public with this, because maybe someone, because they either you gonna see this or you're not. But let me tell you one thing right now. What you not gonna do, tried it. You're not going to poison my children against me, because my children see the greatness in me. My children see, do you realize that my children, come on, God, do you realize my children are still healing from the toxic version of me? Do you realize that I put my children through some things, did, when I was toxic, when I wasn't serving the Lord? So if you want to pour, so don't call mama, because they got on my nerves. Because what you're not going to do is try to pour this poison into my children and try to make my children feel some type of way about me. See, that's what you do. Because, well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to call you a coward. Why? If you got a problem with Touche, matter of fact, let me talk. Let me let Toya out for a second. If you got a problem with Latoya, I'm gonna need you to grab your nuts and come say it to Latoya. Cause what? Because if you ain't got the courage to do that, cause why? Cause you know I don't care about what you say. Sometimes when I tell y'all your family will be the ones that will try to take you down through there, y'all. They the ones. Stop talking to my children about me. All you're doing is really turning my children against you. Why? Because when you talk to my children, what they say, well, all mama do is talk about God and Jesus and the Bible and spirit them, and all she talk about is spirituality. And well, the Lord still blessing her. I don't know how she done made it this far. Me neither. God did it. That's all we got to talk about. All mama do is try to encourage me and help me. But it was a time when my children didn't trust me to give them guidance and wisdom. Do you understand how important and valuable that is to me? That now in this stage of life, my children trust me to talk to me about things, because there was a point in my life where my children couldn't talk to me about stuff, y'all. Why? Because I was too toxic. They didn't trust me. How I'm gonna give advice on relationships when I'm getting beat up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? How I'm gonna give advice on a relationship when they see the type of men that I was dealing with, and I'm drinking and smoking and drugging and clubbing and doing all of that? What? Listen at me. I care nothing about. Now, hear me and hear me well. I care nothing about talking about this in public. Why? Because I ain't got nothing to hide. My story is my truth. When people are trying to backdoor and say stuff about you and talk about you, let me tell you something. You send them love, light, and healing energy, and you keep it moving, and you choose you. You choose you, because that just means that they still got some healing that they got to do within themselves, because they too afraid. What you scared of? If you can say it to them, you can say it to me. I'm the one you got a problem with. Say what, get it off your chest. Say it with your chest. See, that's how I deal with people, family included. I'm not, no, you ain't gonna talk about me in private, shouty. If you got something to say, that, because why? Because you know that if you say something to me, I'ma tell you a lie. And I'ma tell you a lie to your face. You may, all it is you mad because why? I chose me. I chose my dreams. I'm choosing my happiness. I choose me. And this the thing, my children didn't even tell me this. My children ain't tell me. They don't have to. Do you understand? You know how my children ain't said nothing to me, ain't said a word. But do you know how I know? Because I do you understand that these same come on, God. Do you understand that you will keep going through cycles with these people, Neil? Do you realize that you already know who they are? Do you realize, okay, think about it this way. Let's say somebody has distanced themselves from you, or they don't talk to you, right? You know, what'll happen is the Lord will, they'll go talk to you, to anybody who will listen, or talk about you. They'll go talk to anybody who will listen. But then what ends up happening is them people be like, well, you said such and such and such about Toya, but I seen Toya on the internet, on God's good internet, and all she talk about is God. All she, because see, the stories don't align anymore, because back in the gap, yeah, you could have said those things about me and it would have been true, but that was so many years ago. The reason that they won't come talk to you is because they're still regurgitating an old version of you, and that's no longer who you are. Do you understand? When you do your healing, people ain't got nothing to talk about. So they still talking about the old you, but you left the old you 3 years ago, 4 years ago, however many seasons ago. So now they just regurgitating who you used to be because they don't know who you are. Why? Because your light irritates their demons. And so as a result of that, they can't say nothing negative. And so they got to lie. They got to lie. And that's why they can't say something to you, because you know, and they know that if they say something that you're going to tell them, they lie. Come on, God. Now, I don't know who needs this, but we going to leave this here today. Whoever this is in your life, we taking our power back today. I take my power back. Because what you're not going to do in this season is try to paint a negative narrative about me. You're not going to paint a story about me and think that that's the picture that I'm going to show. No, you don't get to just say whatever you want to say, because what you're not going to do is lie. I'm not going to let you. Do you understand that's part of the problem? Do you understand that for so many years? See, that's why people think they can still get away with stuff. Because some of us, come on, God, be accountable. Some of us, the problem is we won't speak up and defend ourselves. What you say, Touche? We won't stand up for ourselves. We won't speak up. That's why your throat chakra be in disarray. Your throat hurting you because you don't want to say what you need to say. I'm not afraid to do that. Do you know how many years that I kept quiet and bottled stuff up? Why you think I had to do so many years of healing? Why you think? Because they would do stuff and I would just sit there and I would just take it, shoulders hunched, and now I'm all sad. Or what I would do, I go talk to everybody else except the people who made me feel some type of way. Not this season. Mm-mm. No, no, no. You're not gonna paint a narrative, because the thing about it is somebody need this message, man. You're gonna have to start speaking up for yourself. You're gonna have to start speaking up for yourself, because if you don't, You gonna stay in the same stuck cycle that is keeping you depressed, that's keeping you unhappy. And it be hard, y'all, because you won't show when it's your family. That's why the Lord will remove you from around your family. And sometimes all the only thing that's necessary, because let me just say this. I need somebody to understand this part right here, because it's something the Lord said. Drop this in the chat. I'm taking ownership. I'm taking ownership. I own it. I own it. Because do you understand that your life cannot change until you take ownership of it? Your life cannot change until, remember, yesterday we had the Seven of Swords, and this is about these hard truths, y'all. This is about the no more lying to ourselves. It's no more lying to ourselves. You keep praying and asking the Lord what's keeping you stuck. Well, honey, one of you, you. You got to own your life because you're the only one who can change it. Can't nobody change. I don't care. Let's say something happened. What do we do? We'll go talk to whoever we can talk to about it and keep replaying the story over and over and over and over and over and over. You realize most of the time what we do is we go talk to 50 other folks instead of talking to the people who actually made us feel some type of way. Instead of you confronting the people who hurt your feelings or who you need to say something to, you go talk to such and such and such and such and tell them what's going on instead of going and telling the person who actually did something to you. But why? What this was me for years, y'all. I would something would happen, and do what ends up happening in those situations? You become that friend that when somebody look, you call them, all of a sudden now you that friend be like, oh, what then happened now? Because see, people get tired of hearing about something you ain't willing to change in your life. I don't want to keep me in this season. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not that friend. I'm not. I might listen the first time and you might get half of a second time. But after that at the end, I'm gonna let you talk about it. I'll give you one good vent session. I'm gonna give you that because I love you. But what I ain't gonna do is keep sitting up talking about your man who treats you some type of way. No, baby, you still letting him treat you some type of way. No, I'm not that friend. I'm not. Not in this season. Mm-mm. No, no, no. You're not gonna keep calling me. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Why? Because if you ain't willing to change it, I ain't willing to listen. You understand me? What? Nuh-uh. Because see, I used to be that person. I did. The man, oh, he did such and such, and he did such and such, and but you still sitting there. Well, who's the El Fulio now? Because as we well know, people only do what you allow them to do. If you gonna keep taking up, if because this is the thing, you know that when you sick and tired of being sick and tired, you stop dealing with some things. When you really tired, when you really tired, that's when we start making changes. Cause you really be like, man, I just can't do this no more. And that's when you really say, no, this time I'm for real. But you may go through that 10, 20 times. I'm not in the 10, 20. I'm not giving, I don't, you ain't get, you don't get that many times with me no more. I used to be her, but it kept me in relationships that were toxic and detrimental to my physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being for years. No, I'm not in that season of life anymore. What? Like I said, I'm that friend. Love you, honey, one it, but I'm not gonna sit up every. No, I'm not gonna do that. If I'm gonna let you get one good vent session. If you come back to me, because I'm gonna offer you a solution. And then if I offer you a solution and then you don't do it, then I'm be like, then what you want? You're gonna have to find somebody else, and you will, because you're gonna start to realize that it's like, I gotta block up for that, right? But we got to take ownership because nobody can change your life. You realize that this is why the biggest thing, one of the hardest things to do. Do y'all realize that even in business, it's why it's so many that people cannot be business owners? because you ain't got nobody to tell you what to do. You realize that most of our lives, we spend our lives with someone telling us what to do, whether it's a mama, daddy, up until you get into teenage years, then you have a job, then, but when you become like an entrepreneur, or you've been so conditioned to have somebody telling you what to do that when you actually have to make decisions for yourself, you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to do it. So what do? You go to this person and this person and this person because you're looking for somebody to tell you what to do with your life. Mm-hmm. 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 Anybody, maybe, do you know it's the hard, because we're so accustomed to that. We're so conditioned to it. But we taking ownership of our lives today. This full moon is saying, listen, Spirit, Lord, Daddy, God said, we not taking it. How can we now that we've gotten this out the way, okay? I don't know who dealing with unruly family members. Are they adults? Are they adults? If they are, you got to let them take ownership. We got to we got to start saying to ourselves, like, self say, I don't think that's my responsibility. I don't think I'm supposed to be trying to take care of somebody else grown business. Why they business my business? That ain't my business. Let me get in my business and stay in my business, because my business, anybody experience, my business is enough for me. Like, I ain't got no room on my plate for nobody else's business, because I got enough. I got enough to keep me occupied. And for some of us, with those anchors, those things that keep weighing us down, is because we trying to take on, come on, Ten of Wands, we try to take on things that don't belong to us. We trying to take on responsibilities that are not our responsibilities, and sometimes it's hard. Let's say it's your children. Sometimes it's hard because yes, you want to be their mama, but your children can be a crutch for you. Sometimes they can keep you from living your best life. But when they're adults, you've done what you can. And I don't want anyone this to sound bad, but this the thing. If you At what point do you stop living your life for your children? At what point do you start living your life for you? Because again, you're gonna look up and all of a sudden, you're not gonna, once you get a little older, you're not gonna have the same energy. You're not gonna, it's like you start to realize that midlife, right? That you don't have as much time in front of you as you have behind you. And that's why people talk about going through a midlife crisis, because you start reflecting and saying, man, there were some things I wanted to do with my life that I wasn't able to do for whatever the reasons were. That's why people start doing new things, and it's all of a sudden now you're focused on you. Why? Because you've been focused everywhere else. What about what you that you have young kids? Baby, listen, let me just keep it completely 100 buckles with you. Your responsibility is to raise your children. Because guess what? My children grown now. But guess what? When I was 16, 17, and when I was a teenage mama, guess what I had to do? I had to raise my children. Ain't no getting around raising your children because you had them. So there's nothing that if those are your children, you gonna have to raise them. And that's just the bottom line. People do, and yes, we know that people give children up for adoption and all of those things, but if you made the decision to have your child and keep your child, then it's your responsibility to take care of your child. Guess what I did until my son is now 18 years old. My oldest daughter is 27. Hello. Hello. So for 27 years, my responsibility was to take care of my children by any means necessary. But guess what? Now that my children ain't great, they grown now. So now is my time to pursue my life and my dreams and my wishes and my desires and my happiness and my joy and my peace. Baby, I'm okay. I'm gonna say it. I'ma say it. I'ma say it. We've had this talk before, dear Swan, on this live, and I'ma say this. This is something that the Lord told me today. And again, these are some hard truths to swallow sometimes, but I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Okay. Love you. I love you. I love you with my whole heart. I really do. Sometimes we make more excuses than we create solutions for ourselves. If you, what you mean? Sometimes the Lord will put you in a predicament. And the thing about it is, if you are in someone else's place, what else can you do but be under their control? What is your responsibility? What is your responsibility in this situation? You gonna do what you gotta do. You gonna put your head down. You gonna grind. You gonna hustle. You gonna, short of doing anything illegal, you gonna get out of that situation. You gonna ask the Lord for guidance, and you gonna do. Sometimes you got to take that job and work them hours. Sometimes you got to work midnight shift. Come on, God. I worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. for 13 years so that I could make sure that I was the one, because I ain't had nobody to take my children to school. My mama kept my children. Love you, Ma. My mama kept my children, but I worked night shift to make sure that I couldn't afford to send children to daycare. When you're a parent, you do what you got to do to take care of your children. And that's just that on that. And yes, sometimes that means you're going to burn the midnight oil. And yes, that means sometimes you're going to have to work other jobs. You know what I did? I went to nursing school twice, not once, twice, so that I could make sure that I could take care of my children, because I had those children. They were my responsibility. I couldn't complain to nobody about them because I'm the one that laid up and had them. So it wasn't my mama responsibility. I paid my mama to keep my children, because if I didn't pay her, they was gonna have to go somewhere, and I was gonna have to pay somebody. And my mama, thank God for God, she was such a blessing. I paid her way less than I would have had to pay a daycare. You can't make excuses when you have children. You cannot, because you are their parent. And it sucks. You know, we not gonna blame the absent parent. I understand, and we be wanting to do it. Lord knows we be wanting to blame the absent parent. I went through this stage, my God in heaven. But let me tell you what, you can be mad at them, and at the end of the day, you still got to get it how you live and take care of them kids. And it sucks. And you gonna cry, and you gonna be mad, and you gonna be angry, and you gonna want to cuss the other parent out, and you gonna be mad at yourself, and you still got to get up and take care of them children. It ain't no getting around it. It ain't no easy way to say it. And I love you, but this is me. And if you, because I didn't have no whole lot of support. I had my mama, but there were times when my mama would get mad and she didn't want to keep the children. Guess what I had to do? Miss work. If I didn't have anybody to keep my kids, then guess what? Then I had to, and yep, it sucked. But at the end of the day, one thing for certain, two things for sure, God made a way. And do you understand that I know now that God made a way then, and I wasn't walking with God then, but God was still walking with me. Come on, God. God was walking with me then, and I ain't even much know it. Can we just give God some glory for the things that he was protecting us from and helping us through, that now we can look back and say, Lord, you was with me the whole time. Come on, God. You were with me the whole time. You were with me the whole time. The whole time. Didn't even know it. Didn't even understand it then. As much as I was complaining, I wasn't thanking God, and you were still with me the whole time, man. There's some stuff that God then brought me through. Man, I don't know how I made it taking care of them kids, but I did. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, that you strengthened me to work that night shift. And when I tell y'all I was working, I was working. I was working 12, 16-hour shifts, 5, 6, 7 days a week. There was one time when I worked 2 months in a row without a day off. I sure did. With no day, zero. I mean, 0 days. And I was working 12-hour shifts, and I worked every single day, every day for 2 months. I was exhausted, but I did it. Why? Because my children, the food, water, shelter, the little children must eat. That was my motto until my children got grown. Food, water, shelter. The little children must eat. There are people who know me right now that know they will see me at work, and the first thing they say, man, Toya at work, food, water, shelter, the little children must eat. Mm, true story. And now my children are amazing. I sacrificed some things for them. I did. And you know what? My children were angry at me for a spell. You know why? Because I worked so much that there were things that I wasn't able to do. I still got up. I still went to as many as I took them to every appointment. Every appointment, I went on as many field trips as I could. I did. I sure did. And you know, now they still had their point where they were mad at me because there were things that I missed out on, because when I was off, I was asleep. I was tired. They didn't even know how depressed I was. They didn't even know how I was popping, pop one, pop two, two has, that's three, just to try to keep myself going. But they turned out amazing. I have amazing children. I have amazing children. Mm. You know what they also know now that they're adults? Now that they have their own bills, with the exception of my son, because he's still with his dad. Now that they have their own rent, insurance, car notes, and food bills, and light bills, and gas bills, and water bills, and electricity bills. Oh, it's a little different understanding now, honey. They didn't understand why mama was hustling and grinding the way she was then. But you know, I bet you they know now. What? Why? Because now they understand what life, when we say life be life, and remember how ready you was to be an adult until you had to start adulting. Now they understand, because now they got to have a job and they got to go to work. Why? Because they got to pay for stuff. They want a car. You got, it ain't free. So you got to pay for it. And you got to have insurance, and you got to pay rent, and you got to pay. There ain't no choices when you start adulting. Got to do it. Hmm. So it's hard, honey one. I'm not here to tell you that being a parent is easy, because it is not. I want you to know that those of us who have already done this, who have children that are older than your children, we are here and we are in full support of you, and we love you with our whole hearts. We want you to know that you're going to get through this. You're going to be all right, because you're going to start now being around people who can help you, to give you wisdom and guidance and insight. I didn't have nobody doing that for me. I didn't have this kind of community to be around me to tell me, man, I'm going to be all right. Man, I can do this. We didn't have this. Some of us didn't have supportive parents that were, my mama didn't know it, because she wasn't treated that way. Her mama never told her, because my great grandmama was mean as hell. She ain't had nothing but the devil in her. So that's how she treated. So my great grandmama treated my grandmama that way. My grandmama treated my mama some type of way. My mama treated me some type of way. I treated my children some type of way. It wasn't until that I started doing my healing that I recognized, man, the reason that I am the way that I am is because of what my mama knew, because that was the only example I had. But I actually made it a mission in my life to not be the same mama to my children that my mama was to me. It worked. I made that my goal. Is there stuff that I did that they have to heal from? Absolutely. They have to do their healing from me. But I had to heal from me. So of course your children will. But when they're younger, this is the time to really infuse them with strength, because when they grow up, they are going to have so much respect for you. This, as crazy as it sounds, if you in somebody else's house, baby, you gonna get this where prayer and God help. Daddy, help me. Show me the way, show me the path. Sometimes I say this all the time. sometimes the Lord will give you an answer. You just may not like it. The Lord will answer us. Sometimes we just don't like the answer. Doesn't mean he didn't answer, just means that you're gonna have to be face, you're gonna have to face what the Lord is saying. Like, listen, maybe you have to sit here for a little while longer. You have small children. So guess what? Because you have small children, but do they have a roof over their heads? Are they in physical danger? Or is it that you're just ready for the situation to change? Yeah, if somebody is in control, then well, it's their house. You can't do nothing about somebody else being in control. But what you can do is step your hustle up and do whatever is necessary to get you and your children in your own place. Because what we're not going to do, we're not going to make excuses. We're going to make progress. And we're going to come on and support. And this is for anybody in any situation. We're not going to make excuses. We're going to make progress. We're not going to stay, because that's a victim mindset. That's a victim mentality. 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. That's that woe is me. My life is blah, 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 blah. And all you're doing is continuing to create your life in that same cycle. Instead of, no, we're going to focus on a solution. You're going to set a goal. You're going to be consistent in your prayer. You're going to ask the Lord to show you each and every step that you need to take in order to put yourself in a better position. It's not going to happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight for any body, but you're gonna set a goal for yourself, and you're gonna say, this, I'm gonna get me and my children somewhere to stay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And if that is if you don't need but one goal, but one, your one priority. Even right now, I got major goals. Understand this, y'all. I got major goals. But this the thing. The Lord already know about them goals. So what am I doing? Every day I'm taking a step towards those goals. Every single day. There's not a day of rest. There's not a day where it's just like, well, I'm just not gonna do. No, 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 no. Because if it's something that you want, only you can change it and make it happen for you. Even if there's not a day that I don't pray. There's not a day that I don't just say, thank you, Lord, because I know it's coming. Y'all know my situation. Do you know that sometimes all I can do is pray and just be like, Lord, I know it's coming and I know it's happening. And I'm just so grateful. And sometimes that's all you can do that day. And that's okay. Message. Sometimes that's all you can do is just thank the Lord and pray. Sometimes all you can do is cry. Because I had them days where all I can do is cry. All I can do is just cry. But guess what? I can't stay there. Because if I stay there, then I'm not going to be making progress, because I'm going to be focused on my current situation instead of trying to create the future that I want, deserve, and desire. That's why I'm like, yes, take your time and process it, but I can't stay there, because when I get stuck there, when I start feeling bad and all of a sudden I lose my motivation, you always got to come back to your why. You always have to come back. When you get in your feelings, take your time, process your feelings, feel the feels, because what you don't want to do is bottle it up. Because if you do that, then guess what you're going to have to do? You're going further down the line, you're going to have to do that work. You're going to have to face those feelings. So if you need to cry, cry. If you need to scream, scream. Find an outlet to channel your anger, your frustration, whatever you need to do. You're going to have to release it some type of way. But are you going to transmute it? Come on, transmute it. You're gonna use that to use your anger to fuel your passion. You use your anger to fuel your dreams, to motivate you to say, man, this is not my life. This ain't it. I'm not gonna do it. I want better. I'm gonna have better. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna do better. No, this ain't it. You know what? I said this not too long ago. Sometimes you got to get mad about your situation. You got to get pissed off. Because if you don't get mad about your life, if you don't get mad about the way that your life looks, then you are not going to change it. That means that you're comfortable with how you are. No, babe, I'm not comfortable with where I am. So what you say, do, Lord? Okay. What you say, do, Lord? Create a journal. Another one, another one. What you say, Lord? Go live 5 days a week. Okay, here I go. What you say, Lord? Do Bible clarity. Okay, Lord, we'll do. What you say, Lord? You say, do, okay, Lord, here I come. No excuses. No excuses. I cannot make excuses for myself, because because if you start making excuses, you stop making progress. And this is not just for True Beauty. This is for all of us, y'all. This is for every single one of us. I refuse to be in a victim mindset. I refuse. Nope. Because they know, because what the situation, whatever it is, love you. But whatever we're dealing with, it's as a result of our decisions. So we're going to make better decisions. We're going to make better decisions. We're going to allow the Lord to lead, guide, and direct us. We're not going to make excuses for what the position that we're in, because we got us there. Did nobody else put you in that position? Listen, I'm telling you right now, and I kid y'all not, this was not on the, this is not what, I had a whole different message for today, and the Lord said, nope, you got to move it. I had to move the message that I had on the calendar for today to Friday, because the Lord said we got to make some progress. You're gonna have to pick it. It's your choice. And ultimately you got to choose you. Family gonna be mad at you, they'll be all right. They're gonna be all right. Love you. I can love you from over here. You can hate me or feel some type of way about me, and I still love you, and I'm still gonna pray for you, but I choose me. I can't put myself on the back burner for you anymore. Why? Because so all of us can be sitting up looking the same way, doing the same thing. No, man. No. You can't be mad. And that's why that it be that hurt, y'all. It be that hurt. I choose me. You're gonna have to choose you. You're gonna have to choose you. Pisces is a very Pisces is a very spiritual sign. This moon is like, listen, we're not gonna try to escape from our problems. We're not gonna lie to ourselves about the problems. We're gonna take these problems, we're gonna face them, and we're gonna create a solution to get out of them. And it starts with prayer, and it starts with faith, because I kid you not, it's crazy, and y'all know this is why I talk about it so much. You really don't have to do anything but allow the Lord to give you the answers. And sometimes it's going to take a little longer than you want it to, and sometimes you just going to have to work through it. If because how, I don't know, I don't even know how else to say. Do you know how ready I am? But if you decide to do what the Lord has told you to do, then you're going to have to do it his way. And sometimes that means it's going to take sacrifice, and you're going to be frustrated, and you're going to be mad, but at the end of everything, it's going to be so much better for you in the long run. Because how many times, y'all, do we try to do it ourselves, and it just don't work out the way we want it to? And then we feel like we right back to square one again, and it'd be like, so this time, told y'all, what do I do? Okay, Lord, let me just sit and allow the Lord to bring what the Lord is going to bring. Let me just sit down, and I know I can't even make people understand, man, other than just continuing to tell this story. Man, listen, yep, I could, but am I? It's hard. It's hard to wait on the Lord, but it's worth it to wait on the Lord. He will give you an answer. He will give you a solution. A lot of times what happens is we stop believing that the Lord will give you a solution. We stop believing that the Lord will order your steps. And so as a result of that, that's when we start backsliding. That's when we go back into doubt. And it's like having to start all over again. I gave the story yesterday, the example of the Israelites in the wilderness. That's why they was out there for 40 years, like, because they just did it. And it's sometimes it's like, no matter how much the Lord does in your life, no matter how, if you, like I said, you just look back and you be like, man, God really was with me, because he just made a way out of nowhere. No way. That's those rivers in the dry wasteland. Like, man, I don't even know how I got through that, but the Lord was back. He sure was with me, because, and if he got you through that, because everybody got a situation in your life where you can look back and you remember when you was going through it, and you ain't have no idea how you was going to get through it. You remember you was probably crying, and you was like, come on, strength. Come on, Lord. You ain't know how. Come on, 8. You ain't know how you was gonna get through it, Lord. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this, and such and such and such, and the mortgage need to be paid, and the car finna get repossessed, and I ain't got the kids' school clothes, and I ain't got no money, Lord, to eat. And Lord, I just don't know. And then the Lord comes through. Everybody got a story that God then brought you through something. Every single person, there was something as you was going through, so you done went through a situation and you didn't know how it was going to happen, then all of a sudden the Lord just magically something happened, and you right. So if he got you through that, why would you think he won't get you through this, whatever it is? Now, it may not happen in your timing, it may not happen the way you think it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. The period. Come on, just say that. Can we just give God some glory? Can we just stop and give God some glory real quick? Lord, I am so grateful. I love you so much. Because you just keep on, and he never stops. He never stops making a way out of no way. We get impatient, and guess what? He still makes a way. We get mad, and guess what? He still makes a way. We stop believing, and guess what? He still makes a way. Like, tell y'all, it'd be crazy, because the thing about it is, we the ones that start doubting God, and God be like, but I already said I was gonna do it. Didn't I say I would never leave you nor forsake you? Didn't I say I'm always gonna be here for you? Didn't I say I will supply all of your needs? And I want somebody to pray that. I want somebody to pray that. What is that? Is that 1 Corinthians 4:19, something like that? Maybe that might be it. I'm not sure. When you start doubting God, or start doubting that things are going to happen in your life, go read that and remember that God said, and my God will supply all of my needs, all of them, according to his glorious riches in Christ Jesus. He didn't say your glorious riches. He said his glorious riches. He didn't say yours. He said his. Ain't no limit to his, right? Just saying. So I put it out there. If you need something to pray, if you need one scripture, go read that one. Philippians, that's what I'm thinking about. Philippians 4:19. Yeah, that's what it is, because I saw it this morning. Philippians 4:19. Go pray that one. Oh, yeah, because 4:13 is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Correct. Go pray it. Come on, Six of Coins. Go pray it. Like, I don't, it's, man, something I talk to the Lord about. I'll be like, Daddy, it's so, sometimes it kind of, I ain't gonna say it hurts my feelings, but I give gratitude to the Lord, and it's just like, man, Lord, if I could just make people believe in you, but you just can't make people believe. And I just be like, if people would just believe in you. And it's why, again, the Lord does not, it is a requirement. And I don't even know if I can make y'all understand, like, the Lord will not allow me to not tell y'all stuff. Most people don't want to talk about stuff that's hard for them and challenging for them, and dysfunctional families, and because it's very vulnerable. The Lord won't even let me not talk about it. It's my responsibility to share. And people be like, you understand that the Lord has allowed me to hear people talk about me in the spirit? Oh, she talked too much, she tell too much. If I don't talk about it, people are not going to be willing to face it themselves in their own lives. And that is the things that keep people stuck, that keep people, black people love us, but our people don't want to go to therapy. We holding on to stuff. So what did the Lord say? You gonna talk about it, and and people gonna talk about you because you talking about it, and you gonna gonna not be, and you still gonna talk about it because you can't care what they say. And I'll be like, but dad, there's some stuff I don't want, I don't care. You got to talk about it because it's people who need to know that they're not the only ones going through it. And I'll be like, Lord, I don't want to talk about it. And the Lord said, but you're gonna talk about it because you said that if I could use you in whatever way that I want to use you. It is not easy dealing with things like that. And people gonna talk about you and everybody, oh shh. Yeah, I know. I know. I hear in the spirit. She talk too much. She say too much. No, you don't talk enough. That's the problem. Everybody being told to shut up. Don't talk about that. It's our people. I love us, but we terrible about it. But I'm tell the truth to shame the devil. One of our biggest problems is we always telling everybody to be quiet. We always telling you to suck it up and oh, just suck it up. Oh, I had to go through it. So message. Why you think so many of us traumatized? Why you think so we keep going through the same struggles? Why you think that are at the bottom of the totem pole? Because we keep on perpetuating and telling it's the same thing over and over. Don't talk about that. Don't say that. Suck it up. Don't worry. Don't talk. Why you think our men are the way they are? Love us, but this is facts, y'all. This is not me making anything up. We're told to suck it up and keep it moving. You ain't even, do you understand? Most of us are told not to even be in touch with our feelings. Why you think so many women, why you think so many are in their masculine energy? They don't even know how to be in their feminine energy, man. We got to learn how to be soft. We have to learn that. Why? Because so many of us have to be in the dominant energy, the masculine energy, till we got to teach ourselves to actually be a woman. Why? Because we don't have providers, because we don't have men to actually take care of us that allow us to reside in our feminine energy. Man, listen. Why? Because we got to be strong. Can I tell somebody that it is not always a compliment for people to be telling you that you're strong? Because a lot of times, come on, God, we strong because we have to be, not because we always want to be. Do you understand? It is not always a blessing to be strong. Thank you. But do you know strong gets tired too? What? Do you know sometimes we get tired of being strong? Sometimes I just, do you know, I can't, that's why I be like, Lord, I know you're going to send me a husband. And man, oh Lord, when he send me, he's going to take care of me so well. My God, is he going to take care of me? And he's going to want to do that. Why? Because he's going to know that I have spent my entire life never being taken care of, always being the person taking care of someone. We have to teach ourselves to love ourselves and to take care of we got to teach ourselves this, y'all. Man, listen. Strong, thank you. Thank you. We thank you. But listen, sometimes we don't want to be strong. Sometimes we just want to be able to lean on somebody else. And do you realize how many of us don't have that? Like we don't have that lean on. We the one that everybody leans on. We the one with the weight on our shoulders. We the one that got to carry everybody. Then we feel guilty if we tell somebody no because we're everybody's so used to us being the strong one. What? Can we have real conversations about real things that are going on in this community and things that we're really having to heal from? Come on, man. People think it's a blessing. No, sometimes strength don't feel like a blessing. It feel like a curse. If you didn't had to be strong your whole life, you'd had to be strong as a child, now a teenager, now a young woman, now an adult woman. Man, listen. Anyway, I said what I said because why? Because enough people ain't saying it. And now you trying to, and then what happens? Then you looking at other women. This how you start to feel a little jealousy and envy in your spirituals. Let's keep it a buckles, right? Because you're looking at some women and they the soft life message. The soft life. Most of us ain't never experienced the soft life, but guess what? We here today to say this. We gonna have it. I'm so grateful, right? Do y'all realize that I'm experiencing this life? So now I can talk about it. I may not have everything that I want, but do you understand that I'm residing in my feminine energy? I'm very powerful. Come on, God, I'm very powerful. That number's chasing me, 811. And I know my power. But I'm now in a season of residing in my divine feminine energy. How you say that, Touche? Because I don't chase anything, I attract everything. Do you realize that I allow the Lord to take care of me? And so the Lord brings everything that I need. And as crazy as it sounds, when you just sit back and be like, okay, Lord, let me let you take care of me, He will allow you to reside in that energy. I know it sounds hard, right? It is. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you just sit back and say, let me see what the Lord is going, Daddy, let me see what you're going to bring in for me today. Let me see what the blessing is that you're going to give me today. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's a true story, but it takes a minute to get there. It took me a while, but trust and believe it's possible and it's coming for you. I want you, at first, I want you to say it's possible and it's coming for whoever needs that message. It's possible and it's coming. And it's not immediately going to look the way you want it to look, but it's possible and it's coming. You're going to get to that point. This is one of them, give your cares over to the Lord. This is what, come on, God. This is one of them. I'm going to let the Lord take care of me and just see what blessings He's going to bestow upon me because I believe Him for it. It's possible and it's coming. Come on, the moon. It's possible, because what we're not going to do is feel like we got to stay. Yes, we're still going to be strong, but we're going to reside in this energy. I refuse to have it any other way. These messages be so, because the thing is, y'all, we're in moon energy. We got to face these things. And you know, a lot of people be, like I said, be talking about like, don't talk about it. No, the problem is we need to talk about it. You got to talk about it, face it, and let it go. Talk about it, face it, let it go. Let it go. Scream, yell. We said, oh, write some forgiveness letters. Get it out your system. Get it out some kind of way. Get it out and let it go. We got to let it go. Because for a lot of us, it's those types of things. It was me realizing yesterday during the full moon. Like I said, I didn't think I needed to write any forgiveness letters, but I had that moment where the Lord spoke into my spirit, and I say, Daddy, it's so crazy that the things that I didn't know that I was still holding on to. But can we just say, I'm making room? We making room, because we're not taking this baggage. We're not taking this, y'all, into a new season. We are not taking this into our season of elevation. We have worked too hard to make this transition. Too hard. Too hard. Too hard. And I'm not finna tell because I'm not gonna get up there and still be suffering from no. I'm making room. I made room. Period. I started looking at things and said, okay, what do I need to, okay, what? Okay, you know what? I'm going to let this go because this is no longer serving me. This energy, this emotion, this pain, this trauma, this anger, this frustration, it's just not serving me, because the Lord is just too good to me. He keeps on blessing me and He keeps on bringing great and amazing things into my life. And so, you know what? I'm going to let that go, because I'm not going to let this, I'm not going to let it defeat me. I'm not going to let it get the best of me. I'm not going to let the enemy win. Not this season. The devil is a lie. You going to have to get behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me now. Go on. Because not in this season. Not in this season. I'm going to leave that in the last season. I'm going to leave that back there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not going, I can't take nobody else pain with me either. Love you, but I can't, I ain't got room for it. I just made room with my own pain. No, not me. Not today. Not in this season. This when you really be like, yeah, okay. That's when when you start doing that healing, you be like, wait, what? No, 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 no. So Lord, I hope this helps somebody. The thing about these love and clarity messages, and we ain't pulled a single card today, as y'all saw. Other than me shuffling the cards, we wasn't even on cards today, right? And so the thing about it is, when we do this, is the one day a week. And let me just be very clear about this. This is the one day throughout the week when I feel like we really have to do the deep dive. We really have to do the shadow work, which is why I moved this from Friday to Wednesday, because this is the day where this the middle of the week, you feel like giving up. You like, OMG, right? But we got to do this work. This is shadow work, y'all. This is what this is. This is shadow work. This is you being willing to face the things within yourself and within your life that are keeping you, that you ain't telling anybody about. You don't want to say nothing because for whatever reason. But if you don't do this work, y'all, you are going to keep on facing this. Come on, Shadow Work Wednesday. Right? And it's these types of things that really, really keep us from moving forward. And I just want everybody to move forward. And a lot of people will say, oh, like it just be so many things, y'all. And I know when people are talking to me and when they're not. But the thing about it is, if you ain't gonna help people do this work, then shut up. And I said what I said. We touched on it yesterday. I'm not here to try to make you focus on your suffering, but I am here to help you face it so you can let it go. Stop talking about what we shouldn't talk about. If you're not going to help people do this work, that's where the real be quiet has to come in, because this is the kind of stuff that keeps us from moving forward. hmm And it really is my mission to help people move forward in their life. I'm not up here for play. You know what I'm saying? And I still got my own stuff, as I shared with y'all. Like, I'm not exempt from letting stuff go and dealing with stuff. The Lord just allows me to share it so you'll know that you're not going through it by yourself. Yeah, family be messed up sometimes. We still love and pray for them. I can love you from over here. I'm not going to stop choosing me, though. What I ain't going to do is stop choosing me. Ain't. What? Because why? Because you want me to you chop here. I'm back. Because, girl, I had got in my spirituals and did. Okay, I'm back. No, I want us to do this work, y'all. I want us to do this work and really, like, so number one, you can heal it within yourself. And if you got children, so you can heal it within your children. Because if it doesn't start with you, then you're gonna see this happen in your children. Trust and believe. It is a true to life fact. If you do not stop this cycle, your children are going to continue it. True story. Don't believe me. You ain't got to believe me. But when you start seeing your children go through the same type of situations that you went through because you were unhealthy and unhealed, and you like, I can't believe my child is going through this. Why? You did. But then you heal from it, and then they have an example of what the healing looks like. And that's what we want to do, y'all. We want to be an example of what he come on, God. We want to be an example of what healing looks like. Yeah, I may have been that, but let me show you what God can, what healing does. Let me show you what God can do. Let me show you how God can change you and he can deliver you. This is that the old falls away and the new, this is that new you, new me, who this? New me, who this? Let me be an example. This is that test of when you become a testimony for the Lord, because the Lord be done delivered you from some things. We be thinking it's something crazy, but man, the Lord had delivered me from a whole lot of things. But now people can see the things that the Lord has delivered me from. Not because of the words I'm saying, but because of my actions. That's good fruit, right? You will know them by their fruit. You will know them by their actions and not just their words. I focused on healing so you can tell that I've done healing, because I'm no longer doing the same things that I used to do when I was unhealed. Okay. So I hope that helps somebody. And I feel like I told the Lord, I'd be like, oh, Daddy, me, true story. I told the Lord, I'd be like, Daddy, I don't, y'all know my messages be live and upbeat and it's positivity, but the Lord is like, man, life just ain't all sunshine and rainbows, y'all. It's just not. There are things in our lives that have to be looked at, that have to be faced. And the problem is we don't face them. We just try to skirt over them. So the Lord has made it to where no, we're not going to skirt over them. We're going to take some time each week and make sure that we're facing those things and reflecting on ourselves and our lives and asking ourselves, am I holding myself accountable? Am I, or the what do I need to search my heart, Lord? Show me what it is that what's keeping me in this spot, what's keeping me in this feeling, what's keeping me in this emotion. But then come tomorrow, we won't be on this no more. Why? Because I don't be in, I'll be like, I take one day a week and sit down and say, okay, let me do a check-in with self. Self, you good? Self say, yeah, I'm good. Gucci. And then I keep it moving. But I'll take the day, especially with moon energy. It's all about emotions. A lot of times that's why you start coming up when the full moon happens. You start having to deal with things are revealed. The moon energy, revelation, right? You start receiving, you start understanding, it's emotions that are going to come up. The moon is deals with your emotions. So the Lord said, go on, talk about it. Okay. And there we are. Okay. But just know healing works. When you face it, you can begin to heal from it. And that's all we want to do. We just want to begin to heal from it. And that's the goal. And that's what we're going to do. Kizzle, Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Mm-hmm. That's it. Yep. And as you see, I don't focus. I'm not, and I feel like the Lord is leading us toward, and this is why, well, number one, we move from Fridays to Wednesdays, but also one of the things that he explained to me about, and it really kind of started last week, I think. This is more self-directed. This is more because I'm not the one that's going to sit up and I don't want to talk about your exes. I don't want to talk about them. I want to talk about, we need to talk about the things within us that are affecting our lives and that are changing, that are affecting our relationship with God, with ourselves, with our growth, with our healing. So those are the things we got to start addressing. So that's what the Lord told me last week. He was like, no, we gonna spend some time with self. We gonna give ourselves, we gonna choose us. We gotta, I don't want to talk about the people. Now we'll talk about the people in your life insofar as how they're affecting you, but we're not gonna focus on them because you can't change them, but you can change you. So we're gonna change us. That's what we're gonna do. And that's that on that. That's it. We're gonna change us because we gonna do this work. We're gonna do this work. We're gonna do it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's it, y'all. I hope that helped y'all for real. I hope it's helpful. I'm gonna submit this again, and I'm only doing this for Wednesdays. If there is something, because most people don't want, you don't want to put your business in the streets, and I understand that, and I don't want you to. Okay, but if there's something that you want to have addressed, then by all means send me an email because I get. Let me make this very clear. Do you realize that you're not the only person that needs the information, the insight, the message, the understanding? So if there's something that you don't want to tell everybody, you can send me an email, and yes, I will do a whole message about it. I will talk to God and say, Lord, what you want me to say? And then he gonna tell me, because you're not the only one. I promise you, you're not the only one. You're not. You're not. And so I will put that offer out there again, because it don't make me no never mind to talk about it, because I know you gonna know I'm talking to you, but only you gonna know that I'm talking to you. But I'm also going to be talking about whoever else is going to receive that message. So anyway, I don't know how else to help with that, right? Short of you booking a personal consultation, if you want a one-to-one, cool, go to my website. I'll help you one-to-one. Side note, I have to tell y'all something, and then I'm finna go because I got to get a mammogram today. Women, take care of yourselves. I got to get a mammogram today. Number one, I got to share some news with y'all. And I hadn't, it just, the Lord just told me about it yesterday as we are moving into our new season. Let me just tell y'all, y'all know that I was doing TU for, or I have TU, we have it. Effective now. The Lord, so yesterday, the Lord, again, I choose me, right? The Lord has me, there are dreams that I have, there are things that I want to pursue, there are things that the Lord has told me and given me vision for, insofar as where He's taking me in my life. And so yesterday was a time for me to do some self-reflection, and because I don't tell y'all anything that I don't do myself. And so I started looking at my life and just like where I know I want to go. And I'm going to tell, so let me tell y'all actually how else this happened. And it's so funny because Jay Kazi was actually the confirmation for me. So I know what I want this to be, the spirituality, right? I know the vision that the Lord has given me for this. And so the Lord is starting to align things for me that I know, um it feels like the pieces are falling in place. So I had to start doing some reflection to say, okay, Lord, I feel like you're taking me in a new direction. See, there were things that I thought that I was going to do, but remember that, come on, God, God's plan is always bigger than the plan that you have for yourself. And I'm starting to see the direction the Lord is taking me in, which was always the direction, but I started trying to take it in another direction. And so as a result of that, I have decided that I'm not going, of course, we're going to finish out this month and we're going to do next month as well. But I'm not going to continue TU because it's me knowing that that season is done, because there's something bigger that the Lord is bringing into my life, and it's a calling, and it's me really knowing that I have to go after this, because if I don't, not if not now, when? And so I had to make the decision, and I just started looking at everything that I had going. um I had classes, so I could tell y'all this. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the beauty on a budget class. I'm gonna do the one class. I'm not continuing that. I took that off my website. I've taken TU off my website. um because the Lord is leading me in a different direction. And I know that, but it's a direction that I want to go in. How did Jay Causey give me the confirmation? I had no idea until yesterday that he went on The View, right? But a couple of days ago, two days ago, maybe, I don't even think it was maybe day before yesterday. I was on IG and there was an opportunity to go and be in the studio audience for the Jennifer Hudson show. And so you submit and you say, yeah, you want to go and be in the studio audience. And I said, okay. And I just knew immediately. I was like, yep, supposed to do it. Well, had to wait to see if they were going to be able to accommodate their request. So I was like, all right. So then yesterday, Jay Causey was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, oh my gosh, he was on The View. And I said, how crazy is that? That no sooner than he had that experience and I see that, I then yesterday get the email confirmation to let me know that I'm going to be able to go to the live taping of the Jennifer Hudson show. Shout out Jay Hud. Coming up in a couple of weeks. This is my thing, and I've told y'all I've been very vocal about this. My dream is for the spirituality, to be an actual TV show. It is my dream. And I can't nobody stop what God is going to do in my life, right? So I can share this with y'all. It is my dream for this to be a TV show. It has always been my dream. It has always, as long as I've been going live, I've always been going live 5 days a week. And it's always been a dream for me to have this show, right? Actually have it a show. And there's something else, but I can't speak on that part yet. But needless to say, that is my dream for this. If you, and so how do you set things into action? If you ever look at the thumbnails that I do for the spirituality, it always says talk show and podcast. It says inspirational and motivational talk show and podcast. Because y'all know me, I'm all about sowing, setting intentions, right? Planting a seed. And so, just like you tell us to follow our dreams, yeah. So I have no idea, but again, it's just like, okay, Lord, I'm listening. And so I said, well, if I can go see how a show works and just be, then I'm going, and that's just that. So, wanted to share that with y'all, because I can't tell y'all half of the story, right? And I don't know anything other than what I'm doing. Come on, one. Other than what I do on here, I can just see this being. Remember, I told y'all, like, man, I want to have guests, and oh man, I want to have a DJ, and we sitting up here and we chopping it up. Come on, blessings for your obedience. Come on, Lord. And so I gotta go after this, y'all. That's so crazy. Thank you, Lord. I gotta go after it. So I'm excited to even just begin, because I already look at this like real talk, y'all. Like, when I'm on here in the mornings, like before I come on here, I real deal be making like acting like I'm okay. Okay, Touche, you got such and such time before you got to be on set. Like, I really live, when I tell y'all, like, I live that life and I live my dreams as if they've already happened, as if I'm already in that, or in whatever it is that I'm dreaming about. I treat this like a TV show. I treat this like a TV show. And so the more that I do it, the more I stay in the energy of it. That's why I was just like, how crazy is that? And so sure enough, I got the confirmation that I'll be able to go. This is in a couple of weeks, but I'm still going to do the live, but I got to go to LA for this, of course. The crazy thing is when I was in LA, I remember very clearly driving by and seeing the studios and just being like, And I told the Lord then, I was like, Daddy, I was like, you must be trying to tell me something. And so anyway, I just keep it moving and I just wait and I just allow the Lord to bring in opportunities. So this is an opportunity for me to learn. And so I'm going to go learn. I'm going to go see, and then I'm going to wait for the Lord to do the next thing, and just let him, I'm just going to follow the bricks. So yeah. So, yep. That's why I say, man, I'm not trying to come on, a dream come true. You know, I love the Lord. I love the Lord. I tell y'all, I love the Lord now. I'm telling you, a dream come true. So wanted to share that with y'all. So as a result of that, it's me saying, okay, let me start doing some work. Let me start doing, come on, divine alignment. You know, I love the Lord, my God in heaven. This card don't even go in this deck. And y'all know this is my scripture. I can't make it up, man. I can't make it up. So ain't that something? Look, this don't even go in here. This don't go. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look, these cards don't go in here. Matthew 7, 7, and 8. Was this from last week and I didn't take the cards out, Lord? I can't make this up. Purpose and impact, awakening. These cards don't go in this deck, y'all. And I don't know if they're just mixed up. Come on, Lord. I know it. That's the blessings for obedience card. These don't go in that deck. This is the love and clarity deck, right? Matthew 7, 7 and 8. Asking, come on, God. Asking it will be given to you. Seeking you will find. Knock and the door will be opened. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be open. And sometimes, y'all, it's just like it'll be the smallest thing, right? Because I be so grateful. Like the Lord will just drop something on you, and it just be like, oh my gosh, like Daddy, this is my dream. Like this is what I really see myself doing. And I just be like, it and people, and this ain't nothing but an opportunity to go. And can I just come on, God? I told y'all a few months back, I had an opportunity and I was supposed to go see a taping of a show. And I told y'all, and this was back in March. And I told y'all, I said, I missed the opportunity. And I did. I missed the opportunity. I was supposed to go see a taping of the Upshaws. And they had sent me a ticket. And I couldn't get there. And Tabitha Brown was on that show. That same one I was supposed to go to. And I missed it. And I was so mad with myself because I didn't go. And I was like, Lord, if it wasn't for me, it wasn't time. And then the Lord has brought this opportunity for me to just go and just witness and just start learning, y'all. When I tell y'all that God will bring an opportunity back if it's for you, I beat myself up so bad, y'all. I beat myself up so bad when I missed that opportunity to go look at that taping. And I was like, man, and I don't even remember why I didn't go. It was like I didn't have gas. It was something, and I wasn't able to go. And I was just like, man, forget it. It must not be for me. And I gave it up. And then not long after that, I said, I'm just going to pursue nursing. I'm just going to go back after nursing. And so I did. And now the Lord is literally bringing another opportunity like you didn't miss it. So I need somebody to know that you didn't miss it. The Lord will give you another opportunity, and sometimes you may not be ready for it the first time it comes around. So I wanted to share that with y'all. So anyway, okay, I'm back. I had a moment. Because yeah, so I wanted to tell y'all that. Okay. Look, my bad, y'all. It was like a blessing for me to get that yesterday because I was just like, oh my gosh, like Lord, because he knows how much I beat myself up about it. You know what I'm saying? And so now he's giving me an opportunity to revisit it. So just know whatever it is in your own life, you didn't miss it. Sometimes you're not ready for it, but if it's for you, the Lord will make a way and he'll bring it back around. That's why your faith is so important. You just got to keep believing, like, okay, Lord, well, I might have missed it, but if it's for me, it will come around. It will come back around. And so I wanted to share that with y'all. I couldn't share it until I knew I was going to be able to go. So I am going, and that's in a couple of weeks. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Because that was a blessing for me. Okay. So anyway, oh my gosh. And what's crazy is and that's not even there's some things or there's things that I can't share yet, but when I do, but when I do, y'all gonna be like, wait, what? And I'll be like, yeah, I know. That's what I said. So anyway, That's that on that. So I wanted to share that with y'all because I'd be grateful for just an opportunity to start seeing things. And even I don't care if it takes 10 years, I don't care if it takes how long it takes. I just know what the Lord is called. I know the vision that He gave me for this so many years ago, y'all. So many years ago. I don't even think I mean, well, several years in, well, I do, if it's the Lord's will, but I know that this is an opportunity for me, and so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it. Okay. And the Lord is patience. Yeah, it really does. It all works out. And the Lord, and for I know the plans I have for you, right? Jeremiah 29:11. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. And so, you know, he gonna do it. So what do I do? Just wait, Lord. Like, okay, Lord, let me see what you got. Let me see what's happening. Let me see what you're doing. Let me see what you want me to do instead of trying to do things myself. And so here we go. We're off on a new adventure, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see where the Lord is leading me on this. So look, I thought about you last night when I watched who? Tyler Psychic. I have seen him before. I've seen him before. I know he's a medium. Um, yeah, yeah. Big dreams. Big dreams. Okay. Big dreams, big dreams. I don't necessarily want to do what he's doing per se, because that's the way he uses his gift. I just want this to be, come on, Ace of Cups. I just want this to be able to reach and impact and empower and inspire and uplift. And it's different. And I just want to do what I do every single day in this way, just on a bigger platform. Okay. So he did his live yesterday and thought that's what she trying to do. But Tara, yeah, yeah, yep. After J Hud, I'm manifesting Sherry Shepherd for you. Thank you, dearest one. What you do is so unique to look. Oh, thank you, dearest one. It's definitely the goal, man. I just want to tell people. I just want to tell people like God is really good, and be an example of God's goodness. I'm not really doing anything, right? I'm really not doing anything. I'm simply here to be like, man, let me tell y'all, I didn't do nothing. And I just sat and let the Lord take care of me. And this is what He's done, because it's not me at all. It's me just showing, I guess, if you will, it's showing obedience. It's showing like, y'all, I ain't do nothing. I just sat still and waited on the Lord. I just sat and let the Lord and said, okay, Lord, I'm not going to do it my way anymore. I'm just going to show people that obedience is it. Obedience pays off, right? If you just follow the Lord and let Him lead, guide, and direct you, He'll bring in whatever is necessary for you. And you're gonna have to go through some things. You're gonna have to go through your preparation. You're gonna have to go through your training, if you will, right? Your trials and tribulations are just training. You got to get prepared for what God is where He's taking you. You got to be ready for it. And so I just live my life that way. Like, Lord, okay, if it was for you, will never pass you by. Let me say that. Okay. It was for you, will never pass you by. So I'm just excited for the opportunity to learn. And so, it is the Ace of Cups is your card. I'm just excited for the opportunity to learn. And y'all know me, I'm so big on visualization and putting yourself in the environments and putting yourself in the rooms and in the energy of the things that you want to experience. Why do I spend so much time at the beach? Because that's where I see myself living. So just with everything, y'all, I put myself, right? I put myself in the environments. I put myself in it because it's visualization. It's me knowing this is what I want. So I'm going to put myself in the energy of it, in the mindset of it, in the environment of it, because that's the life that I see for myself. So when I show y'all that stuff, it'd be like, okay, let me immerse myself in the life that I want to live and let that be my reality. Because when you do that, it eventually is going to catch up with you. You are going to start living the reality that you put yourself in. So look, I was just gonna say something to you later. I sure was gonna talk about my mama. Um, Tell y'all, people don't be believing, but y'all, I know how hard my mama fighting for me and how much support that Spirit and them give me. Um, Yesterday, my grandmama just kept on showing up, kept on showing up, kept on showing up. Look, come on, the ancestors up under that. Y'all, I know how much support I have. And one of the biggest things yesterday was them, they gave me strength yesterday because they were just like, it doesn't matter what anybody else feels about what you're doing, we got your back, right? We got your back. Like, they're in full support of me and what I'm doing. And so they provide the comfort. They always here, y'all. They just always have my back. And it was just a matter of me just getting back to that understanding, like, okay, I got this, I can do this. Okay, let me just see what's coming up. Right. And so yeah, y'all, like they real deal. They got my back. Like my mama wholeheartedly is supporting what I'm doing, and they're helping me to just make these things manifest. For me, it's just like, just get up and keep showing up. Just get up and keep showing up. Just get up and keep showing up. Like, okay, Ma, I'm tired. I know, but get up and keep showing up. And so I literally live a life of no worries because I know that God is going to take care of me. And is it always easy? No, because I still got, like, y'all, I don't be playing when I tell y'all, like, I don't be knowing where my next meal gonna come from. I don't know. Like, and I just be like, well, Lord, I'd be at $0 and I just be like, well, I know the Lord will supply something for me. Look, I don't ever ask for donations. I told the Lord this. I said, Lord, I said, I got to get to this show. And this was before I had the ticket. I was like, Lord, I was like, I ain't really got the resources. And I try not to speak like that because I try to stay abundant in my perspective. But I was just like, Daddy, I got to pay this phone bill and I got to have gas. I was like, so I just need this blessing because push God said if I have two things. That I have a conference that I signed up for Monday, and I didn't even talk to y'all about this. Like, I be signing up and going and educating myself. And I said, okay, Daddy, I was like, I want to do this. When that Jennifer Hudson popped up, I was like, Daddy, I got to go to LA for this. I said, and the Lord know he know what my finances look like. And I was like, Daddy, I ain't even got right. I was like, you're gonna have to make a way because I can't. I don't. I was like, Daddy, you're gonna have to make a way. And so I just gave it over to the Lord, and I say, well, if he blesses me with the ticket, then he's gonna make a way for me to have gas money to get there. I'm not like, I don't, I just know that the Lord is gonna take care of me. That's what I want to say. I just know he's gonna take care of me because he continues to do that. And so I just be like, okay, Lord, well, if you bless me with it, that means it's for me. So that means that he's going to make a way for me to get there. And so I just be like, okay, that's literally how I live my life. Daddy, I don't know how I'm gonna eat today. I just thank you for the blessing. It'd be stuff like that, y'all. And people think like, so don't ever think that this has been the easiest walk because it hasn't, but it's been the best thing I've ever done because I truly depend on God as my source and my resource. Like, I don't have anybody. My daughter's very helpful. Like yesterday, I didn't have to buy anything to eat because she cooked tacos. And so she didn't made them the day before. So it's stuff, y'all, that I just be like, the Lord provides. And I don't be praying nothing crazy. I speak life into my businesses. I speak in the mornings. I wake up and I ask the Lord to bless my businesses and bless the messages to reach the hearts, the eyes, the ears, and the minds of the people who need to receive a word from the Lord. That is my prayer every single day before I come on this live. Like, Lord, just let these messages reach the people who it needs to impact, empower, uplift, inspire, and encourage. Let them hear it, let them receive it, and let them know that you are walking with them as much as you're walking with me. And so he just continues to do that, y'all. It just be like, so I really am just here to show people what faith is, like what faith in the Lord looks like. And it's not the easiest walk, but I tell you, come on, Ten of Pentacles, I tell you what, it is the walk. It is the walk that's going to change your life. So that faith walk. Thank you for the blessing, dearest one. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May it be returned to you multiplied. Thank you so much. um but yeah, y'all, like, I just be like, okay, Lord, that like, I really do walk by faith and not by sight. So, but again, this is me being on this walk, y'all. I've been doing this for now a year and a half. And so the Lord has just continued to strengthen my faith over and over and over and over. And so it's just like, okay, Lord, let's see what's next. So anyway, that's it. I wanted to share that with y'all because I am being blessed to do that. And I'm excited to go start learning and seeing and start really making my dreams become reality. And so, yeah, so that's that. That's all I got. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. I wanted to share that with y'all because that was importante for me. Y'all, hydrate your soul and things, drink your water, say your gratitude. I have other stuff that I'll be able to tell y'all, but until it actually, thank you so much for the blessing, dearest one. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. May it be returned to you multiplied. I'm truly grateful. Thank you for sowing into my dream and in sowing into me and my vision. I mean that it means more than y'all know. Um, I just hope that, I just hope this message helped y'all and gave you encouragement that your dreams really can happen for you. And they will. Just stay faithful. Okay. Just stay faithful. So look, Jacob said, I'm about to walk like I'm in your studio audience now. Child, you gonna be on the stage. You ain't gonna you gonna be on the stage. I just want some, I won't, and this is for those who can, let me just say this and then I'm gonna go for real. Okay. Listen. There are some of you, for those of you who have been rocking with me, just know that the day is coming. The day is coming when you're going to understand what your support actually meant to me. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because the Lord has already given me the vision for it, but you ain't gonna have to be, as some of y'all, you ain't gonna be in the studio audience, you gonna be on the stage, you gonna be on the panel, you gonna be up there with me, because you deserve that. You deserve it because you've been with me. Do you realize that y'all, a lot of y'all were with me as I've been rebuilding myself? Y'all were with me when my family wasn't with me. Y'all have been with me and you have stuck by me through every iteration that you've seen me go through. And so the Lord is putting me in a position to be that to return. It's reciprocity, right? Six of Pentacles. It's me being, the Lord is putting me in a position to be able to give back to those who have given to me, whether it's time, effort, energy, whether it's whatever it is, financially. He's putting me in that position. So don't ever think that how you've been a blessing to me, don't ever think, right, that it's not appreciated and that it won't be returned, because it will, in a multitude of ways. So just know that it's coming. You gonna be blessed by me, beyond measure. Okay, so just know that. Okay, just know that. So some of you, like Jay Causey, I'm be like, hey, you need to come be on the show today, and I mean that, right? Like, I'm not playing about that. For those of you who don't know, come on, I'm the truth is the truth.com, the Ace of Swords. Like, I'm not playing, y'all. Like, I know what the Lord is doing in my life, and he's allowing me to share this journey and this experience with y'all. And so there's some of y'all, like, you real deal don't even know how, but because of the fact that you've been a blessing, how that blessing is going to be returned to you, because it's going to be returned to you. Okay, so just know that. And up under that is the world, and up under that is the star, and I'm done. Okay, so so yeah, it's reciprocity. We give and we give, but we also receive. So just know that your day is coming for that. Okay. And that's it for real. Okay. I love y'all in real life. Y'all hydrate your soul and things, drink your water, say your gratitude, have a fantastic and an amazing day in purpose and on purpose. And I will see y'all tomorrow for tomorrow's message. Okay. I love y'all in real life. Thank y'all for those of y'all. I know I wasn't on the YT side of the street. Hello, dearest ones. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Angela. Hello, honey one. I hope you're still there. Y'all, I wasn't on this side of the street, so I wasn't able to see all these comments today. Pamela, what it dooski booski? Sandy, hey y'all. Hey Kathy. I was on the IG side of the street. Hello, Angela. Oh my gosh, Angela, way from back in the nursing days. So thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. I'm so truly grateful. Yes, we love it here. This is a community, and I love y'all in real life. Okay, I will see y'all on tomorrow. Let me go to this doctor.